Good evening, good evening, good evening. I got another quick short video. Music by Zaypro. You know when you hear that good music, you just gotta let it ride. You gotta let it ride. Let everybody get their stuff together. I love good music. I mean, I can just let it ride. I thought about just coming on here and just letting music play and just calling it a day. Cause that sound good. That good music right there. Shout out to Zaypro. He's been giving us unlimited beats and music. My folks been calling like, hey man, he was in the basement last night making a beat, man. I was like, that sounds good. Then he's like, the next day I see him on Facebook and I see you on Facebook and you playing the music. Shout out to Zaypro for giving us music that he's making constantly and doing for us. You know, he don't charge us. You know, these beats cost music, cost money. And shout out to him for lending us the music to play. But this evening I have a story I want to get into real quick about Walter Plecker. All right. Who we got? Lucius in the building. All right. Now the title of this report or this story that we read is how a long dead white supremacist still threatens the future of Virginia's Indian tribes. Okay. Now before I get into it, let me see. Yeah, you can go ahead and yeah. Okay. So now, how a long dead white supremacist still threatens the future of Virginia's Indian tribes. Somebody put their phone on mute. All right, slow down right here. We got a picture of Walter Plecker. Now, I'm not preaching to the choir because when we look at Walter Plecker, I know a lot of people don't even have a clue to who Walter Plecker is. If you kind of get what I'm saying, like a lot of us know because we've been doing the research and studying on who he was for a very long time. Okay, definitely here. I hate that fucker. Okay, Lucius, Sure, I totally agree with you, brother. I totally agree. Oh, it's that one down there. Okay, I got you. No problem. All right. So who we got? We got some people checking in. Okay. Yeah, I know we got Lucius. We holler at Lucius. But yeah, I don't think too many people is pleased with Plecker. Hey, hold on, man. You see the story? Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Don't let it go on. Don't let it go no further. But what's going on is I'm trying to catch up. I told you all last week I was gonna hit the reset button. It's nothing that I invented, nothing that I found. This is information that most of us already know. I'm really talking to the people in my community that's following my channels because I've been out. Like today, we was out talking to people. So really, I'm just catching them up to speed. If y'all kind of get what I'm saying, that's right. Paper genocide. You got it. So I'm about to go ahead and read this story real quick. Under that picture they showed of the devil, not the devil, Plecker. Okay, my bad. Walter A. Plecker's goal, a Virginia's registrar of vital statistics, was a ban race mixing. He declared there were no true Indians left because of marriages with blacks. Y'all hear this? Richmond Times-Dispatch. Virginia, that's because all the Indians he encountered looked like Africans, and he just swore they was Africans and was like, oh, these niggas, ain't no Indians here. But anyway, let's continue. I'm gonna hit this story real quick. Virginia's Indian tribes have faced numerous obstacles in their decades-old quest for federal recognition. But one person has long stood in their way, or our way, should I say, and he's been dead for 68 years. And even though he's in Virginia, a lot of people are like, oh, what they got to do? That's just Virginia. He's just in Virginia. Y'all know different states adapted different laws at other states, and they follow suit. When one state passed the law, another state seen what it did to that state. Other states follow suit. That's all they did. They follow suit. And he's been dead for 68 years, y'all, and we still feeling the pain from this dude off the muscle. All right, Walter Plecker, a physician, a eugenics, a vile white supremacist, ran Virginia's Bureau of Vital Statistics with single-minded resolve over 34 years in his first half of the 20th century. What's up, Sean? People need to keep hearing who this devil was. That's right, Lucius. That's why we reading them tonight. We're gonna bring them up and let everybody know, especially the ones that do not have a clue who Plecker is. This is some vital information. Though he died in 1947, Plecker's shadow still lingers over the state, a vestige of a vicious era when racist practices were an integral part of government policies, and Virginia's officials ruthlessly enforced laws created to protect what they considered a mastered white race. All right? For Virginia's Indians, the policies championed by Plecker's threatened, thank you, sir. Championed by Plecker's threatened their very existence, nearly wiping out the tribes who created who greeted the country's first English settlers who claimed Pocahontas was an ancestor. This month, the legacy of those laws could again help sabotage an effort by the Pamunkey people to become the state's first federal recognized tribe. So Virginia still doesn't have any recognized tribe. So I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because a lot of you all still don't know why I'm reading this story of Plecker. Y'all like, wait, he reading Indians. We black. Well, if you've been following me, you know black means dead. Okay, so a beast with the idea of white superiority, Plecker championed legislation that would codify the idea that people with one drop of Negro blood could not be classified as white. His efforts led the Virginia legislature to pass the Racial Integrity Act of 1924 up here. All right, and let me see where we at. A law that criminalized interracial marriage and also required that every birth in the state be recorded by race, with the only option being white and color. So they're letting you know all the aboriginals that was here. Okay, a lot of aboriginals here. All right. And what he did was he got rid of the Indian. So all the Indians that was in the state, they was like, look, you just either colored or white. I don't care. Because he know we not Africans, okay? We was dark-skinned, and he was like, they look like Africans, they must be Africans, and they mix with Indians because the Indians look African, so all these people are Africans. Let's just break it down like that. These some colored folks. These ain't no Indians, they niggas. I'm talking about Plecker, y'all. I'm trying to make sure y'all catch on to what I'm saying. Don't lose focus now. We talking about Walter Plecker. Okay. Plecker was proud of the law and his role in creating it. It was, he said, the most perfect expression of the white idea, and the most important eugenic effort that has been made in 4,000 years. The act didn't just make blacks in Virginia or aboriginals in Virginia second-class citizens. It also erased any acknowledgement of Indians who Plecker claimed no longer truly existed in the Commonwealth. With the stroke of a pen, Virginia was on the path of eliminating the identity of the Pamunkey, the Mattapony, the Chickahominy, the Monacan, the Rappahannock, and the Nanisman, and the rest of the Virginia tribes. I'm working on my Indian names, y'all. Check these pictures out they got right here. This is a picture right here for the Pamunkey Indian Reservation. Welcome, visit Pamunkey Museum and Craft Shop, established 1646. Established 1646. No solicitation on reservation, by order of the chief and council. And on the other side, you have Chickahominy Tribal Center. Okay, now scroll. Let me go on down a little bit more. Yeah, Chickahominy, right. He told us we had no right to exist as people, said the Powhatan Red Cloud Owen, a Vietnam veteran who belongs to the 850-member Chickahominy tribe. He tried to destroy a people like Hitler did. It was a genocide inside of this great country of ours. It was devastating. Plecker, for Virginia Indians, the name is expletive. It's a bad word. Just to say the name in Virginia is a bad word. I will call him the villain in our sacred story, says Karen Wood, 55 years old, a member of the Monacan, the largest of the Virginia tribes, with more than 2,000 members. As soon as you raise his name, people make bad faces. Like as soon as I went live and somebody came on, they said, F that devil. I mean, as soon as I went live. So the same. All right, scroll on up. This is Chief Red Cloud. Okay, no, this is Chief Steve Atkins. I'm sorry. All right. It forbade giving your child an Indian name. Atkins said, and it caused people like my mom and dad to have to go to Washington, D.C. to be married as Indians. Others simply left Virginia rather than stay where they could no longer call themselves Indians. It caused separation of families, Atkins said. It was devastating. The devastation lasted decades. Plecker directed registrars around the state to change birth certificates to cross out Indian and write in colored. I told you was Indian first. He had Indian children removed from white schools and Indian patients removed from white hospitals. He pushed back against Native Americans who tried to maintain a tribal identity, and he rejected federal efforts to acknowledge the existence of Indians in the state. This brother was low down, boy. That brother was low down. I ain't even gonna say brother. This dude was low down. Fuck you mean? Oh God, this dude was low down. Plecker saw Indian identity as dangerous because he believed it would simply be used as a way station by people who ultimately just wanted to be classified as white. He was like, "There nobody want to be white, but he think we want to be them." He said, at the end of the day, they just want to be us. We are the ones. Everybody want to be like us. Okay, let's get back to it. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, y'all. Says Makila Adams, assistant professor of Native American history at the University of Mississippi. Of course, there were many reasons that white classifications in 20th century Virginia was extremely beneficial. It meant access to better schools, homes. It meant essentially freedom. Instead, Indians lost freedoms and very nearly lost their identity. That was Plecker's goal, as he explained in the 1943 letter that he addressed to local registrars, clerks, legislators, and others responsible for and an interest in the prevention of racial intermixture. Public records in the Office of the Bureau of Vital Statistics and in the State Library indicate that there does not exist today a descendant of the Virginia ancestors claiming to be an Indian who is unmixed with Negro blood, he wrote. In other words, Virginia was rid of Indians. Let's get rid of these Indians. Now here go the registration of birth and color. So you remember the old statement where it was saying, let me stop this picture right here. I remember when everyone was hearing that they were saying all you needed was a color on your birth certificate. If you had color on your birth certificate, you was Gucci. Now you see why. Because he made all the Indians, they changed it from Indian to color. So, not birth certificate. So if you find a census around this man's era and it says color, guess what? It's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Full name given first, full maiden name if married woman or widow, place of birth, date, sex, name of husband if married woman or widow, father full name, birthplace, mother full name, birthplace. Let's see, they got colored, if they colored, birthplace, remarks. A white person is one with no trace whatever of blood of another race. Y'all hear this? A white person is one with no trace whatever of blood of another race, except that one with 1/16 of the blood of American Indian, unmixed with other race, may be classified as white. The date of birth may be omitted if desired. We see who wanted to be who. That's right. We see it. We see it. A registration of birth and color record for children in Virginia using during Plecker's term as the first registrar of Virginia's Bureau of Vital Statistics. It required a strict definition of race that eliminated the category of Native American. This was part of the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. Library of Virginia. Virginia would eventually what is it? Repudiate? What is it? The Racial Integrity Act. I can't see, it's a little tight. Can you blow it up for me? That's good right there. That's right. The law was effectively canceled out in 1967 when the Supreme Court ruled in favor of an interracial Virginia couple's right to marry in loving, is this verses or is loving v, is that verses? versus Virginia in 2002. The governor, Mark Warner, Democrat, officially apologized for the Commonwealth's role, but some of the damage has been irreparable. Okay, Plecker's. I can't get to the top of that other. Okay. Plecker participation in the official disappearance of these tribes, says Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat of Virginia. So he might be discredited, and the official policy might be to apologize for him. But since the tribes haven't been recognized, he still has accomplished something that has not been reversed. He's still winning. Undesirables born amongst us. Walter Ashby Plecker was born into a prosperous slave-owning Virginia family on April 2nd, 1861, just 10 days before the onset of the Civil War. His father joined the Confederate Army in the South's fight to preserve slavery. After graduating in 1880 from Hoover Military Academy in Staunton, Virginia, Plecker attended the University of Maryland Medical School, where he earned his medical degree in 1885. He worked as a public health doctor in Virginia and Alabama before being appointed Register of Virginia's Bureau of Vital Statistics in 1912. The seemingly functionary title was misleading. It was in that office that Plecker would implement some of the most unapologetically racist government policies of the past century. At the time, eugenics, a pseudo-scientific philosophy espousing racial purity and white genetic superiority, was gaining favor in parts of the United States, not just as a privately held view, but as a matter of public view. Virginia was a stronghold of this nascent eugenics movement. Plecker was an early member of the Anglo-Saxon Clubs of America, an organization founded in the Richmond by two white supremacists that pushed for laws that forbade interracial marriage and opposed immigration by anyone other than Northern European whites. For Plecker, who married but had no children, there was nothing lower than a mixed-race child. The worst forms of undesirables born amongst us are those whose parents are of different races, he said. The Racial Integrity Act was just one pillar in the legislative legacy that Plecker and the eugenics created. They also lobbied for the Eugenical Sterilization Act that was signed into law in 1924 that allowed the state to sterilize individuals afflicted with hereditary forms of insanity that are recurrent idiocy, imbecility, feeble-mindedness, and epilepsy. The law was not repealed until 1974. Y'all see how they try to catch me with them words just there. In February in Virginia, General Assembly agreed to compensate those who were forcibly sterilized, paying each $25,000. So they paid them $25,000 for each person that got caught up in his bull crap. Plecker impact was also felt well beyond Virginia. Okay, so now I'm telling y'all it was more than Virginia. He lobbied the Census Bureau beginning in 1930 to stop using the category mulatto. So that's when it stopped. That's when the term mulatto stopped. And the mulatto did not mean you was mixed. Mulatto mean they could not determine the race. To count mixed race citizens, indicating that you were of more than one race, was not allowed until the 2000 census. All right, now this is a letter right here that got caught up that I'm not about to read, but if we go down, it should have a description about it right up under it. He tried to get me to read that letter. Walter Plecker sent this letter in December 1943 to reinforce his views and the laws he drafted. Plecker's policies pressure state agencies to reclassify most citizens claiming Indian identity as colored. As colored. He was obsessed with genealogy and tracing the racial background of everyone in the state. In her book, Pocahontas People, the Powhatan Indians of Virginia through 4th centuries, Old Dominion, University historian Helen Roundtree recalls an exchange of letters between Plecker and U.S. Commissioner of Indian Affairs John Collier in 1943. Collier believed that Plecker's policy regarding Indians was too strict. Plecker countered that his policy was justified because of his extensive research into race records dating back a century. All right. Your staff member is probably correct in his surmise that Hitler's genealogy study of the Jews is not more complete, Plecker boasted. Plecker retired in 1946. Despite his outsized role in Virginia's history, he remains a relatively unknown figure. A lot of folks don't even know who he is. He remains a relatively unknown figure. Though the history of racism and Jim Crow is taught in Virginia schools, neither Plecker nor the Racial Integrity Act are mentioned. They don't even tell the kids nothing about it. They don't want the kids to say, wait a minute now. If they made all the Indians colored, then wait a minute. They didn't want the kids to think. That's that critical thinking. What up, Lloyd? That critical thinking, you know, that would have triggered it, according to the Virginia Department of Education. So they say nothing about Plecker in school. There is perhaps only one story about Plecker that provides Virginia's Indians some satisfaction. Y'all check this out. On August 2nd, 1947, a year after retiring, after doing all that dumb crap, Plecker stepped into a Richmond street without looking and was hit and killed by a passing vehicle at the age of 86. Ain't that a way to go? 86 years old, you don't know to look left and right to make sure your ass don't get ran over by a car? That was good for us, said Atkins with a weary smile. He was going strong until the end. He wasn't stopping. That's what he said. Blitz of opposition. There are currently 566 federal recognized Indian tribes, none of which are from Virginia. In order to receive federal recognition and be eligible for the housing, education, and health care funding that comes with it, Indian tribes need to meet several criteria heavily weighted to historical documentation. Because Plecker spent most all his public life trying to eliminate the recorded existence of Virginia's Indians. What's up? It has made attaining federal recognition all the more difficult for the tribes. What's that? Yeah. Huh? All right, so that's about it. Now I'm looking for anyone got anything they wanted to say about this story. This was a mean story right here. That's
Lord said should have bagged up over him.
Should have bagged up over him a couple of times.
Welcome, Kendall.
Oh, that's real. What up, real? Loving it live. That's what's up. So I just went through that story. I wanted to go through it. I didn't want to make this too long. This is about your boy Walter Plecker. For everybody in my town that don't know nothing about Walter Plecker, this is a short. How long was this? How long we been screaming? I don't know how long we've been screaming, but it ain't been too long. We ain't been screaming too long. We ain't been going through this too long, so you can go back and catch it. You can send it to folks that want to know something about Walter Plecker, Heckler, whatever. For anybody that want to check him out, here it is right here. Something real short. Oh, it was 35 minutes long. Oh, we 34? No, we not. That started like 10 minutes. Like 24 somewhere in that. So, yeah, I had let the music play and everything else. So, yeah. But I'm about to go out and go find me another story to help y'all find this info. We need to know who our people are, and we need to stop playing. All right? Now, Cuzzo, what it was, Zoe. What's up, Cuzzo? That's Cuzzo down in that boy down there in Trap County. But yeah, I'm going to go out with another hit for you all that like making music, because I got a lot of friends and cousins and relatives and people that want to rap and stuff. I got some people up in Chicago that make beats that's just keeping me right. Well, not some people, my people. Zaypro. Got another beat coming from Zaypro, and I'm going out. If anybody got any questions, though, hold on, let me check. Let me make sure if I go anywhere. Make sure I don't got no questions nowhere. I don't want to leave nobody out like, hey, man, I'm going to ask you questions. You ain't paying me no attention. You ain't paying me no attention. You ain't paid me now look attention. So here we go. Let's see what we got right here. All right. I'm going to look up the Anglo-Saxon Club. Okay. That's something else we need to break down. I surely didn't do a Queen. Okay. They surely didn't. All right. What's up, Serious Killmonger? We got Tommy, Pamela Hall. What's up, Pamela Hall? They want our children to be zombies, do a Queen Khalifa bill. I'm glad he did, punk ass. Yeah, they burned church and courthouse, stole family Bibles and stole. Yeah, we sure did. YouTube didn't even notify me. Yeah, you see that? They don't even want to let nobody know we own. That's all. Come on. They don't want to let nobody know we own.
Oh, hold on, go back to that. They said do a what bill?
Queen Khalifa bill.
That's interesting.
You know about Queen Khalifa? Cali, California, Khalifa, California, Cali. All right. We'll check that out. I did. Hey, Tommy, you don't remember when I did that bill? Well, I know the video's gone now, but you don't remember when I ran into that book with all them Queen Khalifa pictures? Man, it was some beautiful pictures. I'm gonna have to go dig that one up. I had did a build on it. All right, and what else we got? What else we looking like? That's about it. I don't see no more. So thank y'all coming out. I want to keep this short. Oh, also, I wanted to play my brother beat. See, for those of you all like music, if you don't, I'll see you on the next show. But I'm about to play Zaypro, another beat. The first beat was Good Day. This is your circus beat. Yes, I said it's circus. All right, y'all. Here we go, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.